I mean, I just would like to shout out, I do not know this person at all, but a book, if you have a child that you want to make aware of the climate scam, which you are absolutely correct about the subjugation of humanity. Such an easy book, very short read. It's called Inconvenient Facts, and it's written by Gregory Whitestone, and it will wake you to the fact that the IPCC is just a corrupt industry. Every single model that they ever have put out is wrong, and they rely on people not understanding just how old the Earth is, and that it goes through coldness. There was a medieval warming period, followed by a freeze. I mean, there's just, they're trying to actually make you think that weather is something to be fearful of, and that these things don't naturally happen, like forest fires. They just naturally happen. They've always happened since the beginning of time. Things get hot. I just came back from South Africa while we were there. Just temperature hits in Africa, the bush burns, and it's a good thing that it burns. And so people, they rely on the ignorance of people that are widely emotional, which is why they start this sort of brainwash when you are in high school, when you are in middle school. There's always a different scare, and they've been wrong every time. So if you still believe that there is some element of truth to this, just go talk to people in different generations and tell them what their big scare was. I was generation global warming. We had to watch a sad movie of polar bears drowning, and we're told that there were going to be no polar bears left. In fact, polar bear population has gone up since Inconvenient Facts. Generation before us, they were told the exact opposite, that it was going to be global cooling. They were all going to freeze to death, and then they were like, oh, got that one wrong, so we're going to change it to global warming.
Exactly. They need the grift to keep
it's
going.
All about money. Everything is always about money.
And it's the same people destroying the environment that are coming to you saying, just give us more money and we'll fix the environment. In reality, those solutions do not work and create more problems.
And they fly private when they talk about it. It's very important to get on your private jet to discuss Ukraine and also climate, and everything doesn't make sense when it's put together. But it doesn't matter because don't pay attention, because you're supposed to be ignorant and not realize that literally all they want is money. So they will launch a new war and ruin the climate at the same time they're telling you that you got to give them more money so they can save the climate. I mean, it's stunning to me. And people that get behind this initiatives over and over and over again, if you're really trying to discern what big con is, go find the people that back the military industrial complex. Go find the people that put a little Ukraine flag and told you that this was your duty to go out and defend Ukraine, to ask no questions about President Zelensky, who shut down that speech. I find that to be absolutely ridiculous. I wrote this in my book, but my thesis is that what they're basically doing is modernizing the slave plantation, right? You can't now take people into chains, but what was one element of the slave plantation? Well, it was that slaves weren't allowed to learn how to read. These were called slave codes. So what better way than to make people think that they're learning how to read, but they're learning nothing. They're learning, be scared, the planet's going to be dead in 10 years. Men can be women, women can be men. I have a degree. I'm so smart. So they come out super arrogant, convinced that they know everything, and they quite literally, if you dropped them off in the forest, they'd all be dead in a week, right? Yep. They literally know nothing. This is all a part of the big plan, right? The idea is to produce dumb people intentionally, right? You literally have doctors that are graduating Harvard right now. I covered this on my podcast this week. They are graduating Harvard, and they believe that children are born with the ability to pick their gender. I mean, like they're talking about infants right now. I cover this on my show. Infants, they believe, possess within them the knowledge to know that they're in the wrong body, right? I have an infant. An infant knows absolutely nothing. We know, but these people now are convinced that they're brighter than you because they're a doctor, and they became a doctor because they graduated from Harvard. And I know you went to university. You have to go to university to be that dumb. You literally nowadays, you have to spend 4 years in school to be this stupid. It's like all you have to do to trick an academic is to put it in a book, and it becomes magically real. And they suspend their ability to think critically, because that's what too much schooling does. It suspends your ability to think critically, because your job at these university campuses is to remember information, not to regurgitate information. It's not to think quickly and go, wait a second, this just defies common sense. Right. You know, they just go, oh, but it's right here. It's right here. It's passage. I am now of a very formed opinion that I believe that there is a true government war on fertility. They want to own the means of fertility, and this is happening in the classroom with convincing women when we're 13 to get on birth control pills and telling you there's no effect. There's no effect to me taking hormones every single day.
That's crazy.
Really? There's going to be no effect to me taking hormone pills how stupid. I mean, again, common sense, but I read it. I read it in a book.
There's a sterilization program being run right now against the people of this world, and many people don't even realize it.
And